Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series finale for Season 8 at Suzuka, where you're seeing the drivers starting to line up on pit lane. They're going to go out for their qualifying. I've just realized that I am missing some audio for you guys. Let's get some audio really quick. Spotify needs to be in here. That way you can hear the music, too. So let's put that back in there. And that should be good there. I just changed up some of the information regarding our streams, so we're seeing a little bit, or not information, the program we were using, so we may see some hiccups. I hope we don't see any hiccups, but it should look nearly the same as we always do. I'm your host, Jeremy Cubbage. Tony Danzig will be joining me in the booth shortly this evening. I am not sure if Nico will be streaming in Spanish tonight. He said he was going to, but I don't see him right now, so looks like the stream is looking good. So that is good news. Not dropping any frames. Looking nice and pretty. Drivers are going out and finishing their qualification. I'm going to resub myself because why not? And yeah, so oh, we're not hearing the sound for that either. Weird. Surprised we didn't hear that. I've got to figure out why we're missing some of the audio for things too. So it's going to definitely be something. If I miss something, please let me know. I'm sorry that I missed it. That kind of thing. I've got a lot of different things going on here. So with all of that said, drivers are going out. They are starting their qualification line. Looks like Mark Miller's actually leading the pack out there right now. Let's change up the information on screen to qualifying personal best delta and their personal best, so that we can see that information. So some of the information that was put out today that you guys may have missed if you didn't follow Wreckham Race Team, they are no longer Wreckham Race Team. They are Mid-Pack Mafia. So we will be seeing Mid-Pack Mafia drivers rather than WRT drivers. They may still say WRT next to the name. That's fine. But we expect them to mostly be MPMs, at least in the MPM cars. So Mark Miller is going to lead the pack for now down the straight. Looks like we have a couple other drivers, Lane Yates and look like James Cospoon right behind it. These two drivers will be all starting their hot laps as well. Calvin in chat. Hello, Calvin. Jeremy. He just yells Jeremy. You excited for the Rocket League tournament? There's a couple people signed up. I expect to get more than what is signed up on Discord, but yeah. I wanted to make a change really quick. I'm going to thank you guys for your patience while I do this. It is going to take me just a moment to get everything set up. I may go quiet for just a moment because, like I said, I am switching over to the OBS rather than OBS Studio rather than the Streamlabs, so got a little bit of weirdness going on. So hang on just a second while I get this set up. I want to see the activity feed. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got to put some extra information on screen for myself that I've missed, so. That going. That closed. Get this applied. That closed. Move this over here. It's not going to let me put it anywhere. I see what's going on. Okay, unlock the docks. There we go. I want to put it beneath that one. Yep, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere, everybody. Thank you once again for all of your patience. And we should have our information on screen. I feel good now. Let's lock those docks up. With that said, drivers are starting to complete some outlaps. We're seeing some invalidations, of course. We've been watching Mark Miller this whole time. He's about to cross the start-finish line. I don't know if he's valid or not. We'll see. He'll be the first driver to complete a hot lap. We are all splits combined tonight. We're going to have the pros and pro-ams out right now. Mark Miller did not do a valid... Yes, he did. 2:03.4. Lane Yates did a 2-minute .2. Looks like Patrick Ramos is in there as well. 2 minute 2 seconds. Joe Allenson. These drivers are starting to complete their first laps. Pros and pro-ams are out on the track for the first 10 minutes of qualifying. Then the ams will all go out on track. for the second 10 minutes of qualifying. This will be a 90-minute race tonight, 90 minutes. There is one required pit stop for fuel, 25 seconds minimum. They can take tires. That'll make them be a 30-second pit stop. So we may see some different strategies there. It's a 90-minute race, so I suggest people take tires. We may see that. We may not. Not quite sure yet. With that said, Lane Yates, fastest lap so far. Carl Banning is up there in P2 with 2-minute.722. We're seeing some improvements from other drivers. Casey Swanseger's on there in P7. All good news. Yeah, 90 minutes. Yeah, this is the finale. So 90-minute finale. It's pretty epic. We're excited for it. The display you guys see on screen will probably be one of the last times you see it from me. I'm hoping to change it up and make it look prettier on screen. Better tower on the left side, the right side with the names and stuff. I want all that to look a little bit better. The turns, the track map itself. I kind of want to do all of that. So get all that looking good. Looks like Casey Swanseger's pulling off the side of the track there. Lane Yates is making another improvement on his time. Actually, it looks like he slowed down. Carl Banning has made a massive improvement through Spoon and is now up 7/10 on his time. He could be 2 minutes flat, faster than Lane Yates if he's able to hold this. Through 130R he goes. And into the braking zone of the chicane. He's not able to hold that time yet. Let's see. No, he is going to hold that time. However, James Cosboon just beat them both out. So let's see what happens. Carl's going to beat that time, move up. Crossing line in P2, 2-minutes.175. Now, James Cosboon just did a 159.730. I don't know why we're not seeing him. There we go. And he's also sitting right behind that Bentley. So he's been following Lane around that whole time and is able to outpace Lane while being behind him. So there he goes. He's going to pull off now. Probably return to the pits. Try and get out there now so he can do one last lap. So these drivers aren't going to have as much time to do their qualifying as you would normally see. Other drivers driving off track. Other improving drivers. JJ Burr up 3/10 on his time. He's done a 2:01.282, so we'll see if there's any improvements there. Thank you for the follow, Tech Steph. I'm sorry that you're not hearing the alert box, or rather, I'm not hearing it. Maybe you guys heard it. Let me make sure. Hang on just a second. It might just be monitor off for me. It is monitor off for me. So let me put that on. There we go. Sorry about that. James Cosmo, one and done. That's what I'm talking about. James, you did a great lap. Putting yourself in P1 in the pits now. People are making improvements, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to beat your time. Even Carl Banding's out there right now. Go on, text Steph. You did hear the alert. Okay, so you heard it. I didn't. I've changed it now so I can hear it too. Dad, you're at work. Or work kept you from racing today. I thought you were going to race. Were you not? Or am I thinking of a different name out on track? Either way, I'm sorry you can't race either. Improving drivers. Mason Moffat's up 3/10 on his time. Jake Willems is up 4/10 on his time. The camera's doing camera things as usual. Jake Willems is just going through the hairpin now, so we'll have to see how he does. But Mason Moffat's coming through the final corner, up nearly a 10th. That's not going to move him up in position. He's going to have one more lap to do. I'm sure he can make an improvement. Lane Yates may end up beating James Cosboon. He's up 4/10 right now on his time. If he's able to hold that 4/10 or increase it to 5/10, he will overtake James. You're down 4/10 on the second lap. I understand. And you were right behind Lane at that same time. Lane Yates is up 5/10 now. Continuing to make improvements. Coming through turn 8 of Degner and into turn 9. Towards that hairpin. There we go. Into the braking zone of the hairpin. Up 7/10. 7/10. If you'd like to join this series next season, that'd sound great. It's going to start up in 3 to 4 weeks. We would love to have you. So, as you can see right there, sign up for the races right there. SimGrid, follow us there. Join the Discord so you can get updates. Lane Yates up 8/10 almost. This is going to be an awesome time if he's able to continue to improve. We're approaching the 10-minute mark. The AM drivers will start going out on track at this point, and any driver who doesn't cross that start-finish line in the pro split must come to a stop after they cross the finish line. So it looks like car number 6, Adam Turai, is about to cross the line now. There he goes. He's crossing at that 10-minute mark. We'll probably let him do another one just because he's right at it. It's hard to gauge exactly, and I'm not going to look at that. Regardless of that, here comes Lane crossing the start-finish line. 6/10 up. This is going to put him in P1 over top of James Casaboon with a 159.527. Awesome to see those improvements. We are seeing the AM drivers start to go out of the pits now. We got Ryan Chanley out on track. Moving further up, car number 3. Who is that? Car number 3 is going to be leading Isan Gak. He will be leading our AMs on their first lap. They have 10 minutes to qualify, and they can qualify until the timer runs out. Isan doing a little bit of slipping and sliding there. Hopefully my voice isn't too loud. If it is, please let me know. I'll try to turn it down just a touch here or there. Like I said, I expected Nico to be here tonight. He is not. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have a Spanish stream. You'll see that my voice is beautiful. Qualifying is still going on. Yes. Yep. This is the AM split right now. If you have time, get in there. If you're AM split, of course. Voice is beautiful. Perfect sound. You know what, Calvin? I love you. I mean, what? What? Excuse me. Drizzle the guy. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. On my way. Get in there, dude. More. I'm excited to... Oh, by the way, I found out that one of our regular drivers was a Champ 3 at one point in Rocket League, so you may see some competition. Yeah, just a little bit. Isan got coming into the chicane of Casio Triangle. Getting ready to start his proper hot lap. Mason Moffitt. Didn't realize you weren't following. That's fine. Thank you for following. We appreciate it. With that said, Mason up in 8th place. I'm sure you're happy with that positioning. We're going to have 43 drivers on track tonight. Start training. It's next Tuesday at this time. At this time, next Tuesday, we will be starting our Rocket League tournament. Maybe 30 minutes prior. I can't remember what time I put on there, but yeah, around there. Got it on your calendar. Gonna have to lock in for the Rocket League tournament. Hey man, Rocket League's great. We may do a Splitgate tournament too, depending on what happens. We have some issues with myself and Andrew at the end of July, so we may end up delaying the Rookie Series until after July, into August. And if that's the case, we may throw in a couple extra one-off races and maybe a Splitgate tournament too. I don't know how we're going to stream that. I have no clue. Never played Splitgate. With that said, drivers are continuing on their hot laps now. Isan is the leader right now out on track for the hot lap. We do not know what time he's going to put down. We'll have to see. This music is epic. Glenn Jacobs out there, the team principal for Mid-Pack Mafia. They just made that team name change today. They went from Wreckham Race Team to Mid-Pack Mafia. We're happy to have them here. They did put out an awesome video in that regard. So if you guys haven't checked that out, please go do that. Tony Danzig, hello. Join me in the booth whenever you're ready, sir. Tony Danzig will be co-commentating tonight, which I will appreciate for a 90-minute race. Let me know, guys, if there's any issues with the stream quality or anything like that. Hopefully you guys are seeing good frames, good quality. We have some weird brightness that has to do with the camera lens and the sunlight hitting it. So I do apologize for that. There's nothing I can do about the game and the way the game works. So with that said, I just want to point out Isan Gak did put down a time right behind Mike Cortez right now. He is P1 for the AMs, and it looks like he's going to hold that. I know you guys don't see their names and the car numbers on the left side, but yes, he's P1 for the AMs right now. A1 stream, my friend. I don't know what A1 means, but I know there's a steak sauce. Let's see. You want to do an onboard with yourself, Devin Anthony? Sounds good. Oh, no, wait. You want to do it with Sean? I didn't read it. Sean Bramer. Should we do that with him during qualifying? Let's see how he's doing. Sean Bramer. He's going through the S's now. We'll wait until the race. I want to make sure we get him during the race. So we're going to get him in there. Looks like Sean is in 28th overall. He's done a 204.077, so he is going to make some improvements for sure. He's up 0.3 on his time. Ben Jaded up 0.6 on his time. Actually moving up a little bit further as he went through that corner. So we'll have to see if he's going to continue to improve and actually dropping down as he goes towards the straight of the hairpin. We are seeing some improving drivers. Perfect stream. I figured that's what it meant. Good. I'm glad it's looking good. I'm glad it's running well. Like I said, I did switch over programs. I'm really liking this new program, and I think Tony Danzig is going to like it too because it's going to help him out whenever it comes time for him to stream. Speaking of Tony Danzig, Tony is in the booth with me. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Hello, Tony here. What's up, Jeremy, my best friend in the world?
The bestest Tony is here. Tony, if you would, please. Actually, I just need to turn your mic up, I think. I think you're good. I just need to turn you up. Tony.
There we go. I'll move it. I am going to reset my internet. It's coming in a little bit slow right now. So I wanted to check on that before I actually said anything, but you called me out.
Well, go reset your internet. Are you talking about doing that at a later time?
No, I'm going to do that right now.
Okay,
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Do that. Go do your thing. We'll talk with you when you get back. With that said, looking at drivers, currently, once again, Isan Gok is in P1. We're going to see Robert Logan also. He's a wild card, so his points are not going to count. But he is out there, and he is moving up through the pack of Pro-Ams right now. So we'll see improvements from him, I'm sure. Isan Gok's holding that P1 overall, though. For the 202, Jake Goes Slow is in the pits. I believe Jake Goes Slow. I don't know what split he's in. We'll have to figure that out as we go. Ben Jaded in 21st overall, 202.532. R.L. Brown. Brown has been competing for first place this whole time, so I just saw what you said there, James. Poor Tony was having a horrible time with it for a while. That's okay. I know he was. We'll get him figured out. We've only got a couple more weeks before the ORL series starts up, so we need to get Tony locked in. R.L. Brown is not making an improvement on his time. He's done a 202.655. Land Cloud out on track was making an improvement. It looks like he was actually equalized on his time, but Miguel Cicerón out on track. 202.910. He's up 1.3 seconds on his time. 1.3 second improvement can obviously move him up into what would be the Pro-Am split, I believe. It'd move him up fairly significantly. We'll have to see how he does. Goslow's a silver plate. Okay, gotcha. You want to make a car skin one day? Okay, that's fine. I'll get with you to do that. Let me know when you're ready. I don't know who's going to race it. You need to do that. I'd like to see you race your car split or car skins. Tony, are you back with me? Okay. It's showing that he's still connected. He is not. Cicerone up 1.2 seconds. Getting ready to come through the final corner now. I told Jeremy to make you a livery. Yeah, because you're part of the team. I make you liveries because I have to. Miguel Cicerone moving from 27th all the way up into 17th place. Well above the baseline of the Pro-Am split. Another driver that just moved up, Robert Logan. We were talking about him. He is a wild card, so his points are not going to count, but he is going to be allowed to race, of course. That's fine. We do have people with Xbox and PlayStation controllers. That's fine. You can do that. Land Cloud up 0.5 on his time. Isan making an improvement about 0.1. Let's see how Land does as he comes through the final chicane now. Losing quite a bit of time there, but he's going to hold that 0.1 improvement. Oh, he just lost his improvement. He may end up going down as he crosses the start-finish line. He does have a chance to do one more lap. So no improvement on this lap. Actually, a little bit. He moves up over top of Wes Jones there. Glenn Jacobs making a 0.5 improvement on his time. This could move him up significantly as well, up multiple positions. I'd be happy to have you, dude, and I bet you would enjoy it. We do have rules. Make sure you know the rules, but we'd be happy to have you. Yeah, you'll get kicked out of the game for that. Glenn Jacobs moving up significantly, up into 24th place overall. That's going to put him up in near podium positions for the AM split. So happy to see that. We should get more information on the drivers in a little bit on which split they're in. But right now, we know the guys out on track are in the split they're supposed to be. Ben Jaded up 4/10 on his time. This is the final lap for everybody. So anybody that crosses the line after this point, who's at car number 85 right now, looks like, is about to cross the line. That's Phil Dixon. He will be the first of the AMs to complete their qualifying laps, and he will be in 44th. Sean Bramer up 8/10 on his time. 8/10, almost a whole second. This could put Sean up into right where Glenn Jacobs is. About to see how he does as he goes through 130R. You are going to see some information on that track map. You see where it has like a little red dot, a yellow dot, and a green dot through 130R. That's going to be the speed trap. That gives me some information so I can pass that on to you and tell you who the fastest person through 130R is. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to give you that information. Sean Bramer crossing the start-finish line, only 4/10 up. Did lose some time through the last sector in 31st. That's where he will be finishing, or rather qualifying in. Drivers
back,
out
baby.
on track now. Tony Danzig's back. Drivers out on track right now are nearly all invalid or slow, so they're just going to get their last bit of qualifying in. With that said, I'm going to quickly move over to the track info. We're going to miss our Spotify again, so I need to make sure I can put that in so you guys can hear it really quick. Give me just a moment for that. We're going to move over to track info. There we go. You guys should have your Spotify in. Sorry about that. Today's track, we're in Suzuka, Japan. The length is 3.6 kilometers or 2.2 miles. There are 18 turns on this track. You can see how wiggly and squiggly that track is. It is neither a left-hand track or a right-hand track. I would consider this both a figure-8 style. There's a bridge through turn 9 into turn 10 where you drive underneath the bridge, and then 130R you go over top of it. Last AM winner on this track, elevation changes 40 meters, about 132 feet. The last AM winner on this track was Simon Tonkin with the Mid-Pack Mafia in the Ferrari 296. He did a 2-second .160. The current lap record is Nate Smith-Adams. He's in the AMR Vantage. He did a 158.622. We did not see that time at all in tonight's race. Move back to racing. We are at the starting grid. I'm going to quickly go through this grid. Let me make this screen look a little bit more pretty for you guys. Quickly go through this grid. We've got to run an advertisement to get that out of the way. Let's do the grid walk down. Shall we, Tony? Should we do that? I don't know where Tony went. With that said, grid walk down is going to start up. All right. In P1, we've got Lane Yates, followed closely by James Kosabun in P2, Carl Banning in P3, Adam Turai in P4, Joe Allenson in P5, Austin Gerber in P6, Jake Willems in P7. I believe he's sharing the track today with his uncle. I'm going to quickly look while we do that. Yes, he is. He's sharing the track today with his uncle. But he's in 7th overall. 8th place is Mason Moffitt. 9th, Shane Dodger. Devin Anthony rounding out the top 10. Casey Swanseeger will lead our next group of 10 drivers in 11th. 12th place, Patrick Ramos. 13th, Agueda Martinez. 14th, JJ Burr. Nicholas Dwyer in 15th. Robert Logan in 16th. Alan Mackey in 17th. Miguel Titaron in 18th. 19th place is Mike Cook in the Mid-Pack Mafia car. Top 20 is Michael Cortez. 21st, Isan Gok. 22nd, Ben Jaded. P23 is Jake Go Slow. We just saw from him. Was that him? I don't remember who we just saw. No, that's a different person in chat. Anyways, moving on. Glenn Jacobs in 24th, the team principal for Mid-Pack Mafia. R.L. Brown, Mid-Pack Mafia driver as well. Look at that cool number plate they got on there. I just realized that. That looks really nice. Steven Sarver in 26th. Jeremy Hayes in 27th. Drew Freiberger, Mid-Pack Mafia driver, and our event manager as well for Noobs R Us. In 28th. 29th is Land Cloud. Wes Jones will be rounding out the top 30. 31st place is Sean Bramer, Mid-Pack Mafia driver as well. Ryan Chanley in 32nd. Mark Miller, one of our Pro-Ams, way down in 33rd place. 34th is Kaedai. I don't remember if that's how you say that. Kaedai? Kaedai? I can't remember. He wrote it out, and I did not retain that. 35th is Chris Caps. Phil Dixon in 36th. 37th is Aaron Black. C.W. Wells in 38th. 39th is John Ryder. T40 overall, Rob Warren. Red de Guzman, in 41st. 42nd is Gavin Cambry. Kevin Willems, this is the uncle to Jake Willems, in 43rd overall. John Evans in 44th. Lane Vindel in 45th. And Nathan Rondot. Last but not least, we have 90 minutes on the clock. Drivers are starting to go out on track and do their outlap. While they do their outlap, we're going to quickly run an advertisement just to get that out of the way so we're not interrupted. Let's run this ad. We'll be right back. Tech Steph to answer your question. There you go. I answered it in chat, just in case you couldn't hear me. Tony Danzig says, internet went back off. I'll hop right in when it's up. Okay, sounds good. Get this set up for the race today. The pit stops, we are going to have one mandatory pit stop. Minimum pit stop time is 25 seconds. Pit window length in minutes is 88 minutes. We'll get race gaps put on there and then the tower data for the rest of it. Bazinga, says Juton. Hello, Bazinga.
Bazinga!
Ooh, Bazinga! Tony Danzig back in here with me.
I'm back again.
That's what I'm talking
do me
about.
A huge favor, Jeremy, and stream your screen in Discord as well.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely do that. We got a bunch of, we got a huge raid with 21 viewers. Hello, Schofield Racing. Hello, good to see you. Got some subs going on, all sorts of crazy stuff. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the gifted subs. And I still got to do the onboard cam, so don't let me forget that. Schofield, how was your stream? Tony Danzig, my friend. Going to stream what I'm seeing. It's going to be blown out, and I do apologize for that. That's just the way it's going to be today. Oh, it's okay. Hey, it's not terrible. We're going to turn this music off because we don't need to be interrupted by that. Tony Danzig, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. Worked a 10-hour work day. I'm glad to be home. I got off tomorrow. I'm just here looking forward to some racing. Going to see the action tonight. I'm looking forward to it. But overall, a good day.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome race. I had a great day today. This morning I woke up, went and had some breakfast with my kiddo, went for a walk, and then we went to the swimming pool. We swam for a bit, and then I dropped him off at his summer camp thing. So, yeah. Look, LFG, let's effing go Dodger. I know who Kittine Tank is. Good race. You had a good stream, have fun, and good race. Okay, thank you, Schofield. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. We've been around, Tech Steph, just to answer your question, we've been around for nearly 2 years. No, nearly 3 years. We're going on our 3rd year. Racing team to begin with, moved into a community overall. We specialize in rookies. So 90-minute race, 1 required pit stop. The drivers are about to go side by side. If they have not already started, they have. Side by side through 130R, then the final corner. Got a couple drivers in the pits, it looks like, 95 and 67. I'm not sure what's going on with them. That's Rob Warren. And I don't know who 67
Ryan Chanley.
Ryan Chanley's in the pits as well. That's fine. That's a good,
we got
safe
a full
thing
grid
to do.
Tonight, huh? 46 drivers on track.
Yep, that is one of our rules, by the way. If you want to do a last to first kind of race, you have to start in the pits. So that is likely what's happening with one or both of those drivers. So Jay Cool in chat saying hi. Hi, Jay Cool. B. Clanny. We're about to go green.
Hi, Clanny.
Hi, Clanny. About to go green here at Suzuka. All 46 now drivers on track.
Green light. Go, go, go.
We're green at Suzuka.
We are green. Go, go, go.
Into turn 1 they go. We're going to move towards the mid-pack. We got some spinning going on up in the front there. Like it was just one car off track. Austin Gerber's who it was.
So no more Moon Pie Mondays, huh?
No more Moon Pie Mondays. We know that it is mid-pack mafia. Yeah, J. Cool's in chat. Calvin and J. Cool. J. Cool, you got to join our Rocket League race. With that said, Lane Yates has held P1 through the first sector of the track. Starting the second sector, we'll see how it goes. James Costume's in second still. Adam Two Rise in third. Did have a pretty big spin at the beginning there. Mostly single file as we go through. We're going to see some side-by-side. C.W. Wells and Aaron Black for just a moment were side-by-side. Pit window's open. They have 88 minutes to pit now, so if any driver's got any damage, they can pit and clear their mandatory pit. However, you can't drive for 88 minutes, so you're going to have to pit again.
Yep.
With that said, how do you say that? Kiadai? How do we say? Oh, we got a car backwards in track. A Ferrari.
Oh, no.
I believe that is Sean Bramer. It is Sean Bramer. Backwards in track. He just needs to start going and get out of the way at this point.
Yeah.
There he goes.
He was holding his brakes there.
Pretty big pileup. Yeah, he was doing what he was supposed to do, but it almost caused more issues. Anyways, he's going to continue on now in last.
It's Kaede, by the way.
Kaede, thank you. I have said it so wrong like 12 times. Thank you.
Hey, Pookie.
Hey, Pookie. So, J. Cool and Calvin know each other from our Rocket League days, so they're excited to be here. We got a side-by-side moment going on between Mike Cook, and it looks like Jake Ghostlow into Casio Triangle. Side-by-side for just a moment. There's the spin. Isan Gok is spun out and is now backwards. Like I said, this is, even though it is the final race, it is still a rookie series. We are expecting to see these kinds of things happen. Woo-hoo! I switched to Joe Allenson at the last moment. He started spinning. McLaren off track in front of him, rejoining. We expect this to start to split up a little bit here and the racing to become more racy and less crashy. So it happens. That's just the way it is. Pit maneuver, Georgia State.
The way the cookie crumbles.
It is the way the cookie crumbles. With that said, we're supposed to get on board with Devin Anthony. Let's go ahead and do that. He's coming out of the S's now. We'll go ahead and get that on board with him. Devin Anthony coming out of the S's towards turn 7. Looking to the inside for just a moment. Not going to go for the overtake into Degner. Into turn 9, he is closing that gap to that BMW ahead. I think he's able to stay right on his tail. Is he going to move to the inside for the... yes, he is. He's moving straight to the inside. He's missed his braking point, sending it wide. No damage, no bonking. You saw a Ferrari behind. Looks like J.J. Burr also trying to get a send in there. Devin Anthony was able to complete that. I mean, whether it was the safest overtake I've seen or not is debatable, but luckily there was no death from that. Devin Anthony is going to try and catch up to Joe Allenson ahead. Through Spoon Curve he goes. Getting on that throttle as heavily as he can without slipping the car.
Got a bunch of drivers still collected and packed up bumper to bumper here.
We'll have to see what happens, though. I'm not going to be able to go see those bumper to bumpers for just a moment.
That's okay. We're on board with
just
Devin
keep an
Anthony
eye on
getting all the action.
On big yellow flags, we can go back and rewatch those. Devin Anthony clobbering the curbs. Down the hill he goes. Devin Anthony, one of our only Honda drivers out on track. Lane Yates setting another fastest lap, 2 minutes, 0.4, with probably a full tank of fuel. I don't think I could do that with a half tank of fuel. There's Devin Anthony's lap.
Do we know what kind of fuel they run in these cars? Is it an ethanol blend? Is it just straight pump gas?
I'm pretty sure that it is just a really high octane fuel. I don't think it's anything other than that. But I'm also an idiot and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So with that said, Devin Anthony is going to continue on ahead of J.J. Burr and Patrick Ramos behind. Miguel Cicerone looks like he's looking on the inside or looking to overtake. Nope, he's not going to overtake now.
Off track action.
He's going to be off track and rejoining in front of Mike Cortez. Let's move way down in the pack. I want to see some of these guys in the back do some overtaking. Wes Jones and Reggie Guzman. NG Cynic, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And I didn't really say it. Kaidas, I think that's the way to say that. Thank you for your sub as well.
Thank you for being here with us during this race. We enjoy having you guys here and catching in on all the action. Hopefully someday we can see you out on track as well.
Yeah, we love having new people. That is what we specialize in, is having new drivers and getting them up to speed and racing in a somewhat competitive level. So, Juton, thank you for the follow as well. You can see Wes Jones still trying to get that overtake done on Red de Guzman here in that Honda just ahead of him. Into the braking zone.
Oh, there is another Honda on track.
Yep, Red de Guzman. It looks like Wes is going to be on the outside here for 200R. Did you know that's the name of this corner? 200R?
Yes, sir.
People don't really say that that's the name of that corner. They don't really know that. But yeah. So it looks
Isn't there
like
a 180R as well?
130R. There's not a 180R, just 130R. Yep. That's the more famous one of the group. That's this upcoming corner. Now, I did turn on a speed trap. We can see the fastest drivers through 130R. The fastest driver right now through 130R is Lane Yates. His average speed through there is 247 kilometers an hour. I say that may not be true. It looks like, actually,
Looks like Nathan Rondon was able to pass Wes Jones here, and he's getting another pass done. He got spun out there earlier with that Sean Bramer accident. He found himself in the grass coming out on track a little late. So good to see him still battling, trying to keep that position and gain some here too as well.
Get some ground back. And even with the damage, he's able to do that. So that is fairly impressive. So with that said, Wes Jones is still in the pack. It looks like he's going to look to the inside. He's going to the inside for first corner. Ends up hitting that curb and it sends him wide. Luckily, he didn't hit anybody. Sean Bramer's able to capitalize on that and get around him. How do you join these races? There's your answer right there. Sign up on SimGrid. We do not have the sign up ready yet for next season. So join the Discord and wait for the announcement on that. Make sure you follow us on SimGrid. You'll get the announcement through SimGrid as well.
But yeah, you can start by joining the Noobs Are Us Discord, where we have lots of information. We have lots of mentors willing to help if you're a new driver. If you're just want some questions that you have, or if you have some questions you want answered, start there. And then by the time that new series rolls around, you'll be more familiar with some of the drivers on track. You'll have some voices to some names, and we'll get you into the community. You'll have a great time.
We'll be happy to have you all here. And I want you to understand that everything that we provide in Noobs R Us is completely free of charge. So, sorry the Discord link's not in there. Go to the SimGrid, and the Discord link will be in the SimGrid. Gregor382, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so everything we do for our drivers is completely free of charge. We do have a Patreon. If you guys want to sub to that, you can. If you want to sub to the Twitch, you can do that. We do not ask that you do that at all. Drew Freiberger getting an overtake done on Aaron Black through turn 14, going into turn 15 to 130R now, using the full curb and full exit there, and starting to run away from Aaron Black. Missed his braking point, though.
I'm working on getting the link for SimGrid Noobs R Us. That way it's an easy click and you can get right into it.
We've already got it, though. He has it. It's right there. Every time he types it in chat, types join or Discord, it pops up. So it came up twice for him.
All right, well, never mind.
You could say the words, but don't say the words. I'll just go myself. Go ahead. That's what you're going to say. James Cosabun, while we've been chatting, has done the fastest lap so far of the race with a 2:02.15. Extremely rapid for a full tank, and we know that he's likely driving on a full tank, so we'll have to see how he does.
Yeah, I wonder how many drivers are going not a full tank right off the bat, maybe doing a half and half on their pit stop.
Ooh, we got a whole spin going on over here in it looks like the hairpin. We got Willems backwards, Jake Willems backwards in there. He's completely backwards in a terrible place. I don't know what happened to cause that. I'm going to quickly, let's see if I can pull up the accident and see what happened there.
He's just holding his brakes like a good boy.
Oh, no, that wasn't it. I'm sorry. We're going to watch this replay, even though it probably wasn't it. Well, it might have been. We'll have to see. Jake Willems.
Oh, my goodness. At this point, I
Yep,
would have
there it is.
reversed into the grass.
He went wide and then spun back across. That's what happened. Oh, and then he got spun by, it looks like Casey Swanseeger.
It got collected, yep.
Yep, that was unfortunate. Driver shout out for Carl Banning. Carl, we love our Carl. Carl did a shout out to all of Noobs R Us during the briefing tonight. So thank you, Carl, for that. Carl Banning currently in fourth place. This is a
one-stopper.
Yeah, one stop.
Sorry to
correct.
catch up.
90-minute race, one stop required. You can see that next to their names, it says one there. So if it says one, that means they still have to do a pit stop. We see like Ryan Chanley has actually it's showing that he did a pit, but I don't know what happened with. Oh yeah, because he started out in the pits. That doesn't count for him. John Ryder has done one.
If you do want to take more pit stops, you're more than welcome to.
Yep, but one is the minimum. We got a lot of different battles going on track right now between a lot of different drivers. Mike Cook putting some pressure on Steven Sarver ahead. Looks like he's fallen off just a little bit as it starts his way into, I guess it's called Snake. I would just call it the S's, but now we know it's called Snake. Yeah. Starting to fall off a little bit. He does have his teammate Glenn Jacobs behind. Both of these drivers, they know how each other drives. They're both getting really fast. And in the AM split, they are starting to fight for podiums. So it's pretty cool to see that.
Noobs R Us on track betting when?
On track betting. Okay, let's do it right now. Ready? Let's start a prediction. Who do we think is going to win? Is that what we want to say?
Oh, I got my prediction already. I mean, I'm just going based off the previous races.
Let's see if I can open this up really quick. These quick actions do not like me very much. So, starting a prediction. It's not letting me type. So,
we got Robert Logan making a move here today on... Oh, man, all these names jumped around. I think that was R.L. Brown.
R.L. Brown, you say?
Maybe not.
I'm going to get this prediction going. We can do that betting thing, though. I think I have something that'll allow that to happen, but let's see.
Let's gamble, baby.
Yeah, we can't do it today.
Is Andrew in this race? He's not, right?
Nope,
no,
not this time around.
I was going to say we could do the same bet. Is Andrew going to finish 7th place or better? Carl P1.
There we go. The prediction is up. Make your prediction bets. It should be at the top of your chat there. And please make sure that I go and finish that up so you guys see that information. With all that said, we've been sitting and watching Mike Cook this last couple of seconds. We do have some other battles to watch. Jeremy Hayes and Phil Dixon side by side through the S's. Phil's going to hold that position just ahead of Jeremy Hayes. On the way out of the S's. See if Jeremy's able to close the gap at all. Looks like actually Phil did pretty good through there. That Porsche is really known for taking turns well, so have to see. Jeremy is closing up a little bit as they go into the braking zone of turn 8. Jeremy's going to keep that pressure on.
Still, all I can see with Jeremy's car is the fact that it's the Toys R Us car. Not Toys R Us, sorry. Toy Story.
Toy Story, yeah, it does look like a Toy Story car, doesn't it?
We put red wheels on there, boom.
Oh yeah, he should do red wheels. You're right. Looks like Phil was able to pull away really well out of the hairpin.
Good exit.
Yeah, he got a great exit and just pulled away almost 2 seconds from Jeremy Hayes. Got a yellow flag with Ben Jaded through Spoon. Looks like he's just off track here. He may rejoin. I don't know if he hit anybody or what, but with that said, let's move back to Drew Freiberger as he's making his way through Spoon as well. He was just on the tail of Land Cloud. Land Cloud on the tail of Mark Miller. Move up to him really quick. Mark Miller.
Mark.
Through the backstretch now. As they go through
99.
130R, you can see the defensiveness from Mark here, moving back to the racing line right before he turns in. That was a smart move. He doesn't need to be in the middle there.
He's being extra cautious. That's what he's doing.
He is being extra cautious.
Position, I'm going to make you work for it. Heading into the chicane here.
Mark Miller is one of our head stewards, so he is, while he may be not the quickest driver, he is competent with drivers around him. So he knows how to be cautious around other drivers, when to be defensive, when not to. You can see him not even going defensive there. That is because Landcloud is in a separate split, so he's just going to let him pass. There's no reason really for him to hold him up. Maybe a little bit of racing here and there, but he doesn't need to. Landcloud more or less getting the overtake done on the way into this. Oh my goodness! I spoke too soon. Landcloud off track. Ends up hitting Drew Freiberger. We've got a pile up in the S's.
Oh no!
My goodness. Driver returning to the pits. That was Landcloud, I believe. I don't know who that was. Somebody returned to the pits. With that said, let's move on to CW Wells, putting some pressure on Aaron Black. He also has Chris Capps right behind him as he goes through turn 6 into turn 7 now up Dunlop Hill.
Feeling that pressure.
These guys have an hour and 15 minutes left in the race. They do not need to be trying to kill each other right now. We're only 15 minutes into the race. We can see all that damage with who's that?
Oh goodness!
You saw what I was talking about? I just lost it.
The GTR, yeah, he's on.
Oh my goodness! There he goes.
He's on the controller.
Yes, he is. There he goes. It's
That's K-A-D.
K-A-D or K-I. Anyways, it's the GTR on the controller. K-A-D. Yeah. My goodness. Oh. My
goodness.
Oh, look at that. You can see who people predicted next to their name whenever they type in chat. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Now we know that. K-A-D going wide here, allowing CW Wells to get alongside him. CW Wells able to get the overtake done through Spoon Curve. That's a lot of damage to the front.
Yeah, it is. Definitely a big accident.
I'm going to be honest. Right now, I think if I was K-A-D, I would consider going into the pits. If not, maybe going into the pits next lap. And just getting that out of the way. He's going off track here. Got a severe amount of damage, but if you get in now, you could potentially run the rest of the race without pitting. But you've got to conserve a little bit. Have to see what he decides to do. Looks like he's looking. Yep, there he goes into the inside, going into the pits. He's going to get his pit stop out of the way.
Smart call.
I agree with that.
Team Carl. Everyone's on the Carl bandwagon today, it looks like.
Hey, man, we love Carl. Carl's awesome. There he is right there in his BMW. He's had this livery for a while now, and I like it. I don't know if it's no, it's not a default livery. I just like it. Those are pretty colors, so. I don't know. It's nice. And we always know where Carl's at because he's got that pretty black and orange and yellow BMW. So just
Jake
an update.
Willems.
Okay, go ahead with Jake Willems.
No, I was just going to say Jake Willems has managed to collect 10 spots back since that terrible accident he had where he had to sit backwards in that corner for a while. A lot of cars passed him. He got pushed to the rear end, but now he's still fighting and trying to get some of those positions back. Yeah,
he is, and he's putting some pressure on Wes Jones ahead, too. Jake Willems is only 4 positions ahead of his uncle, Kevin Willems, on track. These guys don't share tracks too often because Jake is in the Pro-Am or Pro Split, one of the two, and his uncle Kevin is in the Am Split. So this is a rare opportunity. Twice a season they're able to share tracks. So
able to battle it out.
Yep. Jake Willems lost a little bit of time there to Wes Jones. Going to gain that time back for sure as he goes through Spoon Curve. Wes is a very competent driver too. His son, Chase Jones, is the one who's done the... no, he hasn't. He normally does the fastest lap on every track, but he did not do it this week, so...
Slow boy.
Yeah, slow boy this week. Let's see. Jake Willems right on the tail as they go through 130R. Jake is going to close that gap up. Wes is not going to be able to be defensive here. Jake is just going to get the overtake done on the way in through Casio Corner. A little bit wide through that first portion of it, but he's able to keep on track and keep going.
But that sun blowout in that corner, my goodness.
Yeah, there's we're going to see some sunset stuff in our camera tonight. There's not a lot we can do about that, so well, I do apologize. That's the way it is. Moving to the inside, Nathan Ronda getting the overtake done. Sending Wells off track. I don't think he touched him. I think Wells just missed his braking point. That was unfortunate there. We got some battles closer up towards the front now. Isan Gok and Robert Logan. It looks like a back marker in the mix there. But I'm not sure. Maybe not. That's Robert Logan actually just getting overtaken by a couple of drivers. Into the hairpin they go. He sends Robert Logan in. There's a bump. There's a spin. That was unfortunate. You see, Robert, this is something that we teach our drivers. Oh, my goodness. I would like to say we teach them to be courteous. You can see somebody trying to make up ground and wasn't able to do it. He gave back time. I believe even if he does get penalized, it's going to be a no further action on that. But there was another incident further back. Glenn Jacobs in the mix there, too. Unfortunate.
No, Glenn.
GSP simulator in the Merc. My teammate yoinked it from me, sadly. Hi, Chase. How you doing, buddy?
Ninja Chase.
And my question for you, Chase, is are you ever going to get the livery fixed for your father? Ever? Like, ever even once? Boy! Devin Anthony is on the tail of Shane Dodger in that Merca Lambo.
Merca.
So Devin Anthony's still driving the Wreckham Race Team livery, even though he's not a Wreckham Race Team's no longer a thing. It is Mid-Pack Mafia. So with that said, Devin is going to keep that pressure on Shane Dodger. You sent me the files? No, you didn't. You lied to me.
Did Lane Yates go into the pits?
Lane Yates did. He is going into the pits right now, I think, isn't he? No, I'm just seeing something incorrect here. He did not go into the pits. Something happened with Lane, moving him back a couple positions. Actually, I have that right here. Let's see what happened with him.
Yeah, we can see it.
Let's go back and see what happened with Lane, causing him to lose his positions. He was in P1.
Yeah, he's got some damage on the front end.
Yeah, go up the hill towards Degner. Looks like he was coming up behind a back marker, 830, and hits him, spins into the wall. That was car 830 or 930. That was Kevin Willems, rather, that he got into, one of the back markers. The Lane is in P3 now. So if you guys' predictions aren't predicting very well, you need to start predicting more predictions. Go Dodger.
More predictable.
Got some cheering for Shane Dodger. Shane kind of in a train here with other drivers around, going defensive with Devin Anthony, also trying to stay out of the way of the back marker of Kevin Willems. Through Casio Triangle they go. He's going to pull away a little bit. So that driver ahead is actually not his competitor, Joe Allenson. That is a back marker. So Shane is just trying to be defensive to Devin Anthony. A little bit towards the center of the track. Doesn't have to worry about it too much. Devin's going to look really hard in the center, but he's going to back out. Not going to quite go for that overtake.
Says this isn't the spot. Oh no, we got to stop and go for number 713 for speeding in the pit lane.
713. 713 is who here?
Glenn Jacobs.
Glenn Jacobs with a stop and go or drive through or both or whichever, which is unfortunate. However, this isn't something you guys need to worry about too much. Once again, they still have an hour and 7 minutes left. So it's plenty of time to gain your ground back even after a stop and go. So we'll have to see how he does. Shane Dodger keeping that pressure behind kind of at bay. He's kind of pulling away from Devin Anthony here just a little bit. Looking ahead towards Shane from Devin's car here as the drivers go towards the hairpin into the braking zone. Of course, the gap gets closed up a little bit. Shane wide here. This may allow Devin to get right up next to him. Not quite. And the camera doesn't know where to look here. There we go.
That Honda's pushing its VTEC to the max.
There we go. You can see just for a moment there, Devin had looked to the inside once again on Shane. This is a lot of battling going on between these two drivers. Not really any overtake style battling, but just the mind games that Devin's trying to play. Move towards more towards the middle, I guess, kind of towards the middle. P12 right now overall. Michael Cortez putting some pressure on Miguel Cicerone just ahead of him. Michael Cortez is a Noobs Rust Works driver. He's been with us since the beginning. Happy to have him continuing to race with us. Since Mike has joined us, he's moved up from a basic steering wheel and pedals all the way to a look into the inside 130R. He's got a full motion rig now. So it's getting wild. Nico saying hello in chat. Nico, how are you? I expected to see you tonight and streaming Espanolio.
Oh no! We got Miguel off track there.
Miguel off track is not going to really leave any space for Michael Cortez. I don't know if that was deliberate or accidental. Power outage. Oh, that sucks. So Michael now has a lot of ground to gain to try and catch back up. There is a driver coming out of the pits there, another GTR.
Oh,
Considered a back marker at this point. I'm not quite sure who that is because I don't have that information on screen. Joe Allenson.
He's having a tough time here. Keeps getting a little bit off track.
Allenson is one of the quicker drivers too, so it's surprising to see him back here. Let's see, what position is he in currently?
Allison is in. Where'd that go? 6th place as of right now.
6th place. Okay, so he's doing okay. 6th place overall. Didn't pit. He's not a back marker. He's a lead marker, I guess is what's going on here. So, kind of a weird thing going on. Let's move back to Wes Jones again. Wes is still keeping that pressure on Nathan Rondot. You can see that Lexus just had with that severe damage to the front end of the car.
We got Will in the chat. What's up, Will? Everyone's doing good tonight.
Hello. Ooh, Ben Jaded keeping some pressure on Steven Sarver ahead for that P18.
Coming through Degner.
I'm going to hand it off to you for just a moment, Tony.
Oh, getting a little bit sweary there, Ben Jaded. Which is going to allow Ishan Gok to get past him. Heading here into the hairpin, where we've seen a lot of people get collected. Hairpin's very tricky tonight, it appears. Ben Jaded hanging out right there in front of Ishan. Oh, it was Sarver that got ahead of him. That was my mistake.
Yep. Sorry, I'm back now.
No, you're fine.
Bill Dixon's starting to run away from Ben Jaded. Isan keeping that pressure on, and then Jeremy Hayes right behind as well in that what do we call it? Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Toy Story McLaren. Yep. The race has been wild. We've got 42 drivers currently on track. We started with 46. Obviously, people left, but still 42. Huge track. We've got a speed trap going on, so we can see the fastest speeds. The fastest speed was James Costaboon through 130R with 259 kilometers an hour, so we can see that.
James Costaboon is about 2 seconds in the lead right now over Adam Turai.
Yep.
So he's just going to keep holding that position, pushing as much as he can, trying to increase that gap, getting away from Lane Yates.
With all of that said, 30 minutes into this race with a 2-second gap that's nothing. So, I mean, Adam does have plenty of time to catch up. 2 seconds is awesome for a 30
But you also have the pit stop, which can catch some drivers off track. Can catch some drivers off their
guard?
track, off guard. Yeah, there we go. It's like when you write a text out and you can't spell the word and you got to change the whole sentence out. I was about to be there. But getting into the pits, you could miss the pit box. You could take something that someone else doesn't take. So there's still plenty of time. That 2 seconds is negligible.
Negligible. I was gonna go to see if I could get that like passenger cam, but I just realized I replaced it with front splitter, front right wheel, the SRO wing, and the starting grid cam. So I replaced that one camera that I was looking for. With that said, though, James is gonna just hold this position and not really gain any ground. Looks like the last lap for both James and Adam were nearly identical. So we'll have to see if Adam's able to gain any ground as the race continues on. Ooh, James hitting the back marker. That is red to Guzman. Oh, no. Red just got spun. Now in the middle of the track. That's not where he wants to be at all. You can see our drone camera starting to follow Red as he runs up the track now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a nice camera angle, though.
Jake Willems putting some pressure on Mark Miller. Mark not going to be defensive as they go down the backstretch towards 130R. Jake is going to back out for just a moment. This is a dangerous corner for your overtake. It's a great... Adam just killed that guy in game. Oh, no. With that
There's a chicane here. Coming down the last corner here.
Mark ended up off track in that moment there. This is a sunset race. I don't know if we'll see the sun be completely down by the end of the race. We may. I'll have to see. Drew Freiberger is
Gotcha.
now behind Mark Miller. Mark is moving down the grid quite a bit here, but with that said, Mark is actually up 10 positions from where he qualified. So, I mean, I'm sure he's feeling pretty good. Shout out to the drone pilot. With that said,
Not only the drone pilot, but we would like to give a shout out to all the flaggers out there and the officials.
yep, all the
helping with
flaggers,
this
the
race.
officials, yep,
We appreciate everybody volunteering and being here for the race tonight. We can't do it without them.
Look, the real shout out goes to all of the staff at Noobs R Us helping us out. Obviously, these flaggers in game aren't real people, but our stewards, we're happy to have stewards that are constantly helping us and stewarding behind the scenes for days on end sometimes, getting the stewarding completed. We have to have a minimum of 2 stewards, and then a head steward has to look at each incident. Sometimes we have 6 stewards end up looking at an incident, depending on the incident.
We got a shout out Tony Danzig in the chat from Nico.
Shut up, Tony.
Thanks, Nico.
Shut up, Tony. I want to also shout out our event managers. We've had a couple new event managers start to help us out. Of course, Drew's been around for a season or 2 now. We've got Carl Banning also helping out.
Oh, nice.
So Carl is doing the GT4s as much as he can for that. I've been reading the briefings, but he's been the one setting up the servers and all of that behind the scenes. And then, of course, shout out Andrew Casey for making sure that I'm existing and doing what I'm supposed to do. Also, shout out Andrew for being helpful on the financial end. Pretty much everything financially when we started out was coming out of both his and I's pocket. He took that burden completely. But luckily, and shout out everybody else within the community for helping us out, and subscribing to our Patreon, because without your guys' subscriptions and the Twitch as well, without those, we would be continuing to pay out of pocket. Right now, we are almost completely covered with everything, with your guys' subscriptions and donations. So we appreciate that. Shout out Tony Danzig for he will be streaming for us for the ORL series. Don't pay any mind to last night's mock race stream that was screwed up. We're going to change some stuff.
For the better. Yeah, I heard you when I first popped in here. You're really liking it, right?
Liking what? Oh, this application? I think it's great. A little bit more customizable. You don't need a sign-in. You don't need a login for it. You just need the stream key, so you'll be able to switch back and forth easily between YouTube and Twitch as necessary.
Nice.
So that'll be nice. And
yeah, do be sure to join us for those ORL races coming up. There'll be some endurance races. So we got some 2, 3, and 4 hour races. I'm looking forward to hosting. Looking forward to some good battles out on track and seeing how the drivers do over an extended amount of time versus, I mean, this is a little bit of a longer race here in comparison to what we typically do. But I always love seeing enduros and how the drivers work their strategies in.
Yeah, and we're going to have a little bit different weather as well. These rookie series are meant to be nearly optimum all the time, so that brand new drivers can jump in and feel a little bit more comfortable. Why are we timing? Why are we timing out Chase? Anyways, yeah. So the rookie series is meant to be nearly perfect conditions. This upcoming enduro series, while it is going to be geared towards rookie drivers, will have some weather. So we are going to see some changing weather. It's not going to be anything too extreme. The longest race is 4 hours. The shortest is 2. So 2-hour race is already longer than any one of our rookie races. Look at that defensiveness from Ben Jaded and Jake Willems just tucking right in behind. Jake does want this overtake on Ben. Not going to do it in through first corner, though. He might be able to do it through turn 2, though. Let's see what happens. He's going to get a good exit here because he went a little bit wider. Is he going to close that gap up? Doesn't look like it. He is going to stay right on his tail, though. Look at that sun blowout there. My goodness gracious. Would you stop timing out Chase? My goodness.
Get censored.
Jesus. Team Nico Subi for the win.
That's right. Doobie boys!
Just so you guys know, Twiggins is bullying me. Sorry. The more you fake ban and timeout people, the more their stats on Twitch go, and then it'll say that they're ban evaders and stuff. So let's not do that. Okay. I mean, ban somebody if you need to ban somebody, but if you're quicker, you'd escape the timeout. With that said, guys, everybody on track is now outside of a second of their competitor, with the exception of Devin Anthony and R.O. Brown. Other than that, everybody is 1 second or greater from their competitor, their direct competitor. There may be back markers in the mix. You may see people closing up because of that, but yeah, so we'll have to see how we do here. People are starting to go in the pits. You can see Lane Vendel in the pits right now. A couple other drivers still in the pits. But the pit strategies kind of are going to start coming into play soon. We're approaching that mid marker of the race. 45 minutes will be our midpoint. That camera blowout there. Did Tony lose his internet again?
Nope, Tony's still here. He was just
taking a nap.
I've been working all day, so I realized I have some missed messages here from the wife.
Oh, okay, I understand. I did a 10-hour before the 10-hour workday before the race for the GT4s, and then I mowed the lawn as well. I was exhausted. It was 100 degrees. It was ridiculous. So he just says, "Boy." Hey, Nico, you can't say people are stinky. That's not allowed. Especially since you're like the most beautiful, best-smelling person. Oh my goodness! I just want to move up really quick to chase James Cosboon and Adam Turai. What happened here? Looks like we had a couple yellow flags from James, causing him to back out, and now he may lose his P1. Have to see what happens here. Gonna pull away a little bit. Adam's staying right on his tail. Adam's gonna keep that pressure up through the S as they go. You can see Adam's able to kind of outmaneuver through those S's.
That's a cool looking angle.
Isn't that awesome?
The way the sun's shining and the dust on track.
Yeah, it looks
Look
awesome.
how big that wing is.
It's a huge wing. We can see what the wing looks like from this point of view too. Look at it all the way across the screen.
Look at that carbon fiber, baby.
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
These drivers are on the way into the hairpin now. Cosmo needs new tires. We'll have to see what happened with James that caused that. Because I am curious. We've got two separate yellow flags from him. I'm going to start with the first one just to see what caused it. Let's back it up. Oh, it looks like he was in the pits. I think he had a drive-through, my guys. Or no, that's a different car. What happened? It switched cameras for some reason. I don't know what happened. 130R. Not quite sure. I have no idea. It didn't tell me for that one. We may look at the other one really quick to see. Look, going around the back marker there. Look at this other yellow flag that he had just to see if that was anything. So it's the same corner, same everything. There was a weird disconnect there. I'm not quite sure what's causing that. Anyways, we are seeing some other accidents on track. We'll have to jump to those here in just a moment. Our 989 is sideways completely, it looks like. 999. What is going on here?
Him and someone else. You can see another car was right there.
Yeah, we're going to look for the helicam. Looks like he's completely backwards. That's Miguel Cicerone. Go into the pits where he's quit out so we can no longer see him. He has quit out. We are down to 40 drivers. Started with 46, lost 6 already.
We are actually down to 39 drivers.
No, we're down to 39 drivers now. Hey, things happen, you know, so. James is number 7, that's correct. Was I looking at the wrong one that whole time? It kept saying 77. I don't know what happened. 77 is the other driver. You're right. I was wrong. You're left and I'm right. Wait, you're right and I'm left. I don't know, man. Nobody knows. Shane Dodgers catching back up to Devin Anthony. The overtake was completed a little while ago, but Shane is closing that gap back up.
That Lamborghini looks sweet.
Yep. I love that Lamborghini. And he's going to change his livery again, but I'm not going to paint it for him. As they go towards Degner.
America.
Able to take a little bit more curb than that Honda ahead of him. And a little bit more there as well, allowing him to gain a little bit of ground, but not quite enough for an overtake.
Yeah, looks like Devin got a little bit of a pull there. Heading into the hairpin.
To the hairpin they go, that Merca Lambo. Bentley boy in third, you say. Lane Yates, yeah, he started in first, had an incident. He's done the fastest lap, though, the 2-minute .672.
Just ahead of Adam Tourai at 2 minutes 680.
Yeah,
so.
really quick. Look at how damaged this Bentley is. Got a lot of damage to the front end of his car.
Oh, yeah, he did collect that wall pretty aggressively.
Yeah, he did. Drew Freiberger's catch up to Mark Miller. We saw a little bit of battles back and forth between these drivers earlier. So a little bit of inconsistency between them. They end up catching each other, backing off, back and forth. So I have to see Mark Miller, like I said, inconsistency. Going a little bit wide.
Super wide.
Yeah, so it's not something you want to be doing in the S's at all.
The S's are tricky. It's a great feeling set of corners when you get them right. But if you're off in one of those corners, they all just feel like bunk.
Yep. Let's move back to Shane Dodger again. Looking to the inside, just peeking. Devin Anthony's not going to be phased by it. That is something, every time I race around Devin Anthony, it's hard to get him to concede. Like, you could try and throw him off at any point, and it just won't happen. So, he does
Whenever we practice, I do a lot of door-to-door racing with Devin, so I can contest to that he doesn't get startled too much. Not until I hit him, at least. Great driver, though. Great driver.
Yeah, we love Devin Anthony. He's
and he stayed in that Honda for a long time. He's doing a great job in it.
Yep, he's doing awesome. I keep moving to the drivers that get closer to their competitor, and every time I do, they back off. So I'm going back and forth between Shane and Devin, and then Drew Freiberger and Mark Miller. So every time we look at them, they end up backing off of their competitor. But just stay with the one and won't change it. Shane keeping that pressure on. Back, see, he's lost it just again, right when I say that. Let's move to Drew Freiberger.
He's got big gap there.
Ooh. Going a little bit wide on the exit of the last curve, or the last part of the chicane. He's got a great run here. That's going to allow him to go to the inside. Mark's going to move to the middle just to try and hold him there. Mark will move back to that outside line prior to the turn-in. Looks like the overtake was completed, though. Drew was able to get it done prior to first corner. Andrew Casey in chat. We were just saying thank you, Andrew, for being the bestest Andrew we know. Bestest. Go Chanley. P31 gas.
In all fairness, you were saying it.
Okay, you're right. I was saying it. Ryan Chanley's in P29 currently. He's had 2 pit stops. Actually, he's only had 1, but the first one was he started in the pits. Yeah. Oh, well, fine then. we were thanking all of our staff. So. Also, Calvin's here.
Oh,
J. Cool's here.
We love you. We love you, Andrew.
We mostly love Andrew for the most part.
Well, yeah, mostly sounds about right. I like that better.
Look at Andrew's saying hi to Calvin. J. Cool was here saying hi to Calvin. Everybody's here to say hi to Calvin. Apparently, that's what it is tonight.
The Calvin party.
It is a Calvin party. All right, everybody. We're approaching the midpoint of our race, which you know what that means.
We are, or we would suspect to start seeing drivers get into that pit a little bit closer now as we reach this halfway mark.
We are, speaking of marks, we're going to have to stop watching Mark for just a moment and run an advertisement. It's unfortunate. How many drivers do we have? Currently 38 on track. We started with 46. But we are going to have to back out for about 2 minutes. So we will be back shortly after that. Andrew, I would like to do something regarding advertisements. So just so as you know, that's something I want to do for next season as well.
Advertise, baby.
Yes, sir.
We're on board here with, who are we on board with?
Adam Tourai, right on the tail of James Cassaboon. I say that, but right when I said he's on the tail, he backs out a whole second. So gained some ground on the string.
He's only a second off him, so he's closed that gap from 2 seconds down to 1 second. Oh, Lane Yates, where's that guy? Jeremy Hayes, he's in 12th place now. He
So,
definitely pitted.
To answer Andrew's question, Carl's in third. Carl is in third. He qualified in third, and he's currently in third. James Cossaboon qualified in second and is now in first. Adam Turai qualified in fourth, is now in second. Lane Yates out here in 11th place, qualified in first. So he is down in 11th, and he's got to play the catch-up game. Looks like he's done his pit stop, though. So his car is fixed up. It was a 31 second pit stop? No, 49 seconds total. So there's quite a long pit stop. We'll have to see if it's going to help him or not. He did do a die, yep. Absolutely, certainly did.
Oh, he died, all right.
Mark Miller slow on the outside of the hairpin. I just missed that. It's car 77 with that Lexus sending it to the inside. Car 77, that is Nathan Rondat. He made up a lot of ground early on and did a pit stop, and now is farther back. Had just a moment. Yellow flag with Drew. I think Drew just completed his pit stop. So these drivers are at the halfway point. They are pitting, just like we had said. So we'll have to see what happens here. We'll have to see what happens with some of these predictions as well. We've got predictions after the pits. Let's see here. Drew is expected to stay in 24th. I'm trying to see if there's anybody. Martinez is expected to pit and come out in 13th. He has not done a pit stop yet. Other drivers that have not done pits and expected to come out in different positions. Lane Yates is actually expected to come out in 9th after his pit. Disregard that. He's supposed to come out in 4th after everybody else pits. So that may change.
Go, yeah.
Predictions are kind of wonky, so we'll have to see how that goes. But we do have some position changes based on the pit stop. We'll have to see what happens as they do those pit stops. Mason Moffitt has a white flag. A little bit slow there. Yates is going to undercut this out of them if he doesn't get too screwed with traffic. We'll have to see. I mean, his best lap was a 201.3. James' best lap, 201.2. So he's definitely quick. He's definitely doing things.
Lane Yates hasn't given up yet.
Nope. With all of that said, because of the pit stops, drivers are starting to come out in different places around other drivers. Austin Gerber right behind Ben Jaded. We got a lot of racing still going on halfway through. There's a train of 4 drivers right here. 21 all the way through 24th. So, moving up, Michael Cortez once again putting some pressure on Alan Mackey. Devin Anthony's behind Isan Gok. We got a couple different battles going on now. Sean Bramer behind Ryan Chanley. Sean Bramer, one of the Mid-Pack Mafia drivers. It's going to be hard to say because I'm so used to Wreckham Race Team, even after saying it incorrectly for like 3 whole seasons. Adam, stop and go 30. Yep,
he just picked up a penalty.
Stop and go 30, so he's going to have to do his pit stop and do a stop and go 30. So
that's going to take him out of that 4th position.
Yep, and that's going to move our predictions up for Lane Yates up into, properly 4th. So we'll have to see if that continues after Adam's stop and go, maybe 3rd even for Lane. I don't know what happened with our prediction. Oh, I just haven't chosen the outcome yet, so I can't extend the prediction apparently, so that's a thing. JJ Burr with a yellow flag. Don't know what happened with him. Oh, no, it wasn't a yellow flag. He was coming out of the pits, so disregard that. I'm seeing yellow flags because they're coming out of the pits and they're just slow because of it.
Yeah.
Look at this pressure that Devin's putting on Isan. We're starting to get some proper sunset now, so you're going to see a yellow instead of a white. On the outside overtake on Isan. That was a great overtake by Devin. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. That was great. And that was for position, too.
Yeah, that was awesome. You don't normally see an outside overtake on the exit of the S's. So great job, Devin. The driver's still battling. Mike Cortez has been keeping this pressure on Alan Mackey just ahead. Both these drivers in the McLaren. Into the S as they go. The driver's hitting the grass just ahead of them. He's hoping not to be collected by any of them. Michael Cortez keeping that pressure. Kind of weaving back and forth just enough. There's a back marker in the mix off on the right side there. Just kind of getting out of the way.
Staying out of the way. Good on him. Didn't have to go so aggressively out of the way, but we all appreciate it. I'm sure the drivers do.
Where did Shane Dodger go? He is currently in the pits. He is serving his pit stop. He does not have any penalties, so he's doing a proper pit stop. Predictions
He is
after the
currently in
pits to stay
24th
where he's
place.
at. Yep, 26 now as drivers continue to overtake him. So we'll see
Number
what
6
happens.
pulled in the drive-through.
Who else had to drive through?
That was. Every time I have it and I click, it always goes away. Number 6.
Number 6. It's
I think I must have
unfortunate.
read that wrong because Adam Turai.
Yeah, he already had his drive-through. He was serving it, I believe. Yeah. So no,
Unless
he
he
hasn't
picked up
served it
another
yet.
one.
Nope, he just has the one. He has not served one. He hasn't served any other penalties. Are you using your what is it called? ACC TV?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at ACC TV on the right side of their name, right before you get to their little cameras you can click on. It shows DT0, stop and go 10-0. That's the ones they've served. So not that they've been issued, but the ones that they've served.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's how you can tell if they've done it or not. How's Caps doing? Mr. Caps, I don't think he's racing tonight, is he? Oh, yes, he is. He's in 37th. There he is. So, not terrible. He's had 2 pit stops. I think he started from the pit as well. So,
Yeah.
So he started from the pits. It wasn't great for him. Shane Dodger leaving the pits in 30th. Predictions: he is predicted to be in looks like 30th after everybody else's pit stop. So, not great, but we'll see what happens. He had a 215-second pit stop. So that's what caused it. He was fixing some damage.
Jesus. Lord have mercy.
Austin Gerber. Look at him kind of moving back and forth. There he goes. Looking to the inside of Steven Sarver. Into the braking zone. He's going to move back to the racing line through turn 1. Don't really got a good camera angle through there at all. Starting out the S's.
The wife is calling me. I will be right back.
All right, I will be here alone. Through the S's they go. You can see that BMW ahead. Just a little bit wider, it seems, on the exits. Wifey. Both these BMWs are going to be exactly, I mean, as far as the car goes, they're exactly the same. They can change their setups in game, of course, and then 90% of the game, it comes from the driver. So regardless of the car, just about who can drive it better. Austin closing that gap up to Steven Sarver. As they go into the hairpin, he is not going to go for the overtake. Steven's going to be somewhat defensive here. Doesn't really need to be, though. They go through 200R. No real time gain. Looks like actually Austin is going to move to the inside as they go towards Spoon. Kupfer Magnet. Hello, thank you for the follow. That one's a new one. Not quite able to get alongside. I'm sorry, I completely disregard what I said. Austin was able to get the overtake done completely on Steven Sarver. So good overtake by Austin. I almost messed that up. So a good, easy overtake. Nicholas Dwyer's just behind these two battling, right behind Ben Jaded, as they work their way into Casio Triangle. You could give me the world's best setup, and I'd still wreck straight into Tony. Who's your GOAT? Nicholas Dwyer? We love Dwyer. Nicholas Dwyer trying to catch up a little bit here. He was right on Ben Jaded's tail. He's gaining some ground through this front straight. Not able to go for the overtake, though. Oh, Casey for wrecking Tony. Got it. We used to have a thing called the artist role for that, because there was somebody that represented artists that we used that for. Anyways, moving on. No real time gain here. Mark Miller's got a yellow flag. Nope, disregard that. Leaving the pits is what it was. Got some battling going on between Isan and Mike Cook. There's the bonk and the spin. Mike Cook is now backwards in Degner. Is going to turn away from the track here and just try and rejoin. That was the smart way to do that. Rejoining on the outside of turn 9. Continuing on. AC Swanseeger has a yellow flag. Looks like this was out of 130R. Crossing over the track. I believe he was alone for that. I don't see anything else there. Yeah, cross the track. Good rejoin there. Crossing the track. Casey Swanseeger is going to continue on. Death by Macaca. Looks like Mike Cortez was able to get the overtake done more or less because of that. Adam Turai is now serving his stop and go. No, his drive-through. He's doing an actual pit stop now. He's already done his drive-through. He's doing his pit stop. Going to move him further down. R.L. Brown, look at that, moving to the inside through 130R. Oh, my goodness. We got some cars side by side through 130R. Looks like everybody stayed fairly safe there. Eson's going to hold that position over R.L. Brown. That's going to allow Phil Dixon to send to the inside and end up hitting Mr. Brown. These guys are backwards in Casio Triangle now. That is a bad place to be. He just needs to get off the track. There he goes. Get out of the way. There you go. And then just rejoin that way.
You see someone else spin out there too as he was getting off track?
He got spun. He got spun by Phil Dixon and was backwards is what happened.
No, as he was pulling back on the track, someone spun
Oh, yeah. Isan Gok keeping that pressure on Aaron Black now. Aaron on the inside of the first portion of the S's, and then Isan's going to get the overtake done through the second portion, second turn of the S's. The McLaren through 130R just randomly tries to sniff the grass, whatever it feels like it.
Stay out the grass.
Oh, no. Shane Dodger in chat. Guys, Shane Dodger's in the pits.
That's not good.
He just typed out in chat, I cannot believe I go from a chance at a podium for Pro-Am to a dead VR headset. You need to get rid of the VR headset, man.
Yeah, VR headset, that crashes a lot of drivers.
Yep, a lot of the time, dude. 45 minutes left. That sucks, dude. Nicholas Dwyer, pressure on R.L. Brown. Mr. Brown just got spun earlier, so now he's further back. Oh my goodness, look at that send from Ben Jaded. That was actually a pretty awesome send. Let's back that up really quick and go to his point of view if we can. Straight to the inside. Was able to get the overtake done safely. Didn't go wide, anything. That was an awesome overtake by Ben Jaded. That was great. Now, we got a couple different battles going on. Austin Gerber still trying to get around Phil Dixon. Nicholas Dwyer off track. Ben Jaded trying to run away. We've got a fairly decent train here, looks like, from 16th down to 22nd. So all those drivers right there fighting for position.
So close.
Gonna go eat dinner and cry. Oh, Shane, you'll be fine. If it was possible to transfer the stream over to Tony and you, I would let you guys both go at it tonight. Take a nap before your red eye. Take it easy, Andrew.
Have a good one, Casey. Andrew, I mean.
Look at that defensiveness. Not defensiveness, offensiveness by Ben Jaded on R.O. Brown. Brown's not even going to go to the inside. Actually leaves him enough of a gap, too. Loves by. You guys don't know this about us, but our catchphrase for Noobs R Us is K thanks loves by. So that's kind of why we do that, and that's why you'll hear us in the Discord chat say loves by every single time. So
Love you, bye.
look at that pressure now Adam's putting on Ben Jaded. We'll take a quick look at Adam's car. I don't want to show you this. See? K thanks loves by. We put it on every one of our cars.
I've never noticed that.
You didn't? You've been with us since the beginning and never noticed it?
They've been on there since the beginning?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It is right there on every single car. Right above that rear windshield. I just want to point out now, Adam Turai is racing James Cossaboon. Not for position, but on track. James Cossaboon is still yet to pit. Oh, I take that back. James Cossaboon has completed his pit. Adam Turai had that drive-through and ends up hitting that mid-pack Mafia driver, I believe is who it was. And then there was Red de Guzman in the mix there too. Yeah, Adam Turai is going to pull out of the way and kind of let them pass. There goes. That was R.L. Brown he ended up hitting. So yeah, that is something that we don't really teach, but we encourage is giving back the position. You don't get penalized really for doing that unless it's extra severe. Ooh, looks like another one of the drivers, Casey Swanseeger. No, that's not who that was. That was
think it's Cortez.
Cortez, yep. Nope, wasn't Cortez either. Who was that? We done messed it up, AA Rons. I don't know who it was. Either way, got a white flag from Mike Cook. I guess he was giving up the position to James there. That's exactly what he was doing. So let's take a quick look-see on the left side of the screen here, guys. The white plates you see next to the names, let me put that back up so you guys see their car number. The white plate with their numbers represents being in the Pro split. The silver plate is the Pro-Am split. The red plates are the Am split. So that's what you guys see there. Right now, James is in first. Lane is actually yellow flagged. We'll have to see what happened. He was in second. We'll back that up in just a moment. Still second, technically, for the Pro split. Carl Banning's in first for the Pro-Am split. And then Isan Gok is leading the Am split. So, and I clicked on Dixon at the same time I was trying to click on Gok. But I want to see what happened with Yates causing that little spin out that we just saw. So that was car number 54.
54.
Going through turn 1 and into the S's. Starts his turn in.
I can't imagine he made a mistake.
Comes up behind Jake Willems here. And gets just turned in on. Door was closed. That's a dangerous place to try and pass somebody. Luckily, Jake didn't really come out negative on that. David in chat, another driver I want to shout out. Guys, David, he's working a full-time job and then hours and hours of overtime. Still has some time to help out with stewarding. He's awesome. We love David. So thank you, David, for being here. Thank you for continuing to be here and help out. Shout out to Wes Jones, about to be battling Mark Miller again. He's 3 seconds off of Mark Miller right now. He has some back marker or lead markers behind him. So you're trying. You're doing a good job at trying. Joe Allenson, pressure on Devin Anthony. Getting around a back marker there. Please, for F's sake, let this be the one for James. The finale for James, that'd be awesome. James he hasn't had a single interview with us. So it's just been a pain in the butt. He's quick enough to be up in the podiums and just hasn't been able to stay there. So are we going to see an overtake opportunity from Joe? It does not look like it. He's turning in just a little bit earlier than Devin through first corner, but not able to get alongside him. Keeping that pressure on there. Into the S as they go.
27 minutes left here in this race. We are down a little bit over an hour.
Ooh, look at how close he was able to get to that Honda on the way through. Yeah. Apparently that turn is called anti-banked curve. Who would have thought? Yeah, that was pretty awesome there. He's been bombarded with unfair penalties all season long. We've had some chats about those unfair penalties. Things will change as usual. It will be good riddance if he wins the finale. I don't think James got into it with anybody so far during this race, so hopefully he stays clean, no penalties, and keeps that P1.
Now, I will say that's a change for James, because James typically has some sort of an incident with someone on track. So it's nice to see him be in a spot where he's able to hold that first spot and not have any incidents. Yep. hasn't put himself in any positions where he's off track either.
David goes yelling out people's nicknames in chat. His name was James Causa Boom. Oh my goodness gracious. We got a yellow flag with JJ Burr. It looks like he's off track just after Spoon returning to the pits. Jake Willems keeping some pressure on Steven Sarver just ahead of him. Both these white plate drivers. Oh, some spinning action going on from Jake there on the way through turn 1. Into turn 2, he's now fallen off pretty well there. The sun is setting. Up this hill is going to be hard for people to see. Yeah, I believe it's this hill. One of these hills. Yeah, you got some sunlight in your eyes as you go up these hills, which is going to cause a little bit extra danger factor to some of these drivers.
I love danger.
Austin Danger Powers. Moving on with Joe Allenson. Joe and Devin following, getting around Red de Guzman in the back there. Not losing any time.
Red is going slow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag from R.L. Brown. I don't know what happened there. It was a yellow flag on the front straight, so weird.
I wonder if he was coming out of the pits? No.
I don't know.
Well, he's heck off
He
track right
says
now,
he's done
so.
two pit stops, so possibly. Yeah. No, he's just coming out of the pits after being in there for 185 seconds. So he was fixing damage.
He had a bathroom break he needed to do attend to.
I mean, sure, why not? David, stranger danger. All right, we are now at a point, once again, everybody, where the battles are starting to subside. 24 minutes in the race. A lot of these drivers' competitors are starting to pull away from each other. Ryan Chanley with another yellow flag. Drew Degner. Got to wait a long time to rejoin. Just returns to the pits there. Jake Willems, Steven Sarver, these two have been battling for quite a while. Miller and my dad are battling. Mark Miller is caught up to Wes Jones. Wes Jones actually was able to get around at some point. We missed that, but Mark Miller's closing that gap up. Wes Jones is actually being held up by Red de Guzman there for just a short period of time. Mark Miller's going to keep that pressure on. Down the front straight they go. Into first corner. Closing the gap up really well by Mark there. Losing it on the way out of the corner. Not able to get on the throttle early enough to stay right on his tail. Little bit of time gain. We got a yellow flag just ahead of these two drivers. Only a couple seconds ahead. There it is right there in the rejoin. Drew Freiberger losing 2 positions. It's Furnish in chat. David, me love you long time, Alicia. Furnish in chat. Hello, Mr. Furnish. How are you? Great to see you. Cryptos. My wheel disconnected 15 minutes into the race. I lost all force feedback. Kept racing, although very poorly. Had a couple of times where I couldn't shift and then finally lost all steering. That is terrible. That's not what you like to see.
That is, yeah, technical difficulties, that stinks.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's comparison to if you were on track in a vehicle and you had an engine problem or your transmission went out, something like that. So
these things happen, and it's just the way it is. It's nothing we can do about it, you know?
Frustrating all the same.
Absolutely. Jake Willems keeping that pressure on Steven again. Steven going defensive into Casio Triangle. You can see that run that Jake's able to get here.
Jake's got the runs.
He's got the runs. Through last curve, got a pretty good exit. Is he going to look to the inside? He is. Is he going to go for the overtake? No, he's going to back out on the way into turn 1. We're excited to have you. We don't want to lose anybody. I think most everybody wants to stay here. That's just going to increase the size of our series even further. I mean, this finale started out with 46 drivers. We lost 11 from the start. That's expected from the start of tonight's race. The start of the season, I think we had 70-something drivers signed up. So there's a lot.
One day we'll have them all 70 out on track.
Yeah, once we get a server that can hold all 70 of them. I want to point out now that Carl Banning and Lane Yates are battling for P2. I believe Lane was able to get around Carl at some point, but Carl is now within that slipstream and battling for P2.
Well, he's still technically in P1 for his
yes, he is.
Split.
Yep. He's 23 seconds ahead of P2 for a split, Joe Allenson, who has Mason Moffitt right behind him. So 20 minutes left in tonight's race.
Mason Moffat's a new driver with us here at News. I think this might have been his first series that he actually signed up for.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that. Yep. Right you are, Ken. Remember that show? Had a yellow flag off Kevin Willems right before Spoon. Jake Willems finally looking to the inside at 130R. Back it out once again. Jake has not really been able to put his nose into the inside of any of these corners. He's now side by side on the way on the outside. Gets the overtake more or less done. Kind of abusing track limits, but he's overtaken Steven Sarver. Steven on the inside here, though, is going to be alongside for just a split moment. Not able to stay alongside. You can see he wants that position back. Consider him peeking in. Not going to do it. On the way into turn one they go. Jake going wide, losing it. That's going to give Steven that position back. No, it isn't. Take that back. He's able to stay on the inside, touching a little bit of grass there, which is something you don't want to do, even though they tell you go touch grass. You don't want to do that.
Stay off the grass, kid.
Yep, Steven's keeping that pressure on right now.
Who is Cryptos? Who are you, Cryptos?
You don't know who Cryptos is?
Man, I don't know these names, and they're not the names that are on the Discord.
Cryptos is Cryptos, man. Everybody knows who Cryptos is.
Gerber, man, jeez.
Gerber,
oh, man. Woolem's off track, so they're able to get that pass done on him.
Jake Willem's still kind of slow here. He's trying to recover. Overtake was done by Steven Sarver.
Yeah, Jake went really wide there, and so Sarver capitalized.
Ben Jaded now on the tail of Mike Cook. Mark Miller on the tail of Wes Jones. Let's watch this battle. If we can see them. There he goes through the hairpin there.
Just Devin?
Just Devin. Into the hairpin through 200R now. Mark Miller losing a little bit of time. See if he's able to gain that time into the braking zone of Spoon. Just ahead. Into the braking zone they go. We got a yellow flag from Mike Cook and Ben Jaded. Ben Jaded in the wall back here. See what happened to cause that incident.
It doesn't look like it was light.
No, it does not. He was side by side with a mid-pack Mafia driver as they go through the back straight towards 130R. Still side by side. Looks like it's kind of weaving back and forth. A potential 3-wide. There it is. He was trying to move out of the way.
Oh man,
that was just dangerous all around.
A simple misjudging of how close you are to the car. I've done that many a times where I'm like, I swore I had the room, and it's just those few inches that it takes.
And you can't trust the in-game spotter saying you're clear either. So this is not something you want to do. With that said, Ben Jaded is in the pits. Probably got to fix that damage and get back out there. That's what I would do. 15 minutes left in the race. Might as well.
Might as well. Don't give up now.
Yep. Nope. Don't want to do that. Jake Willems still trying to get that pressure back on Steven Sarver again. The battle is still on for this P15. Most of the other battles have subsided. Looks like Mason Moffitt will be the only other driver competing for a position. And I believe he's going to be racing Joe Allenson. Nope. Mason Moffitt is a pro driver, so not for position for points, but maybe just for track position. And Game Spotter is an agent of chaos. I agree with your statement. The main battle right now is between Jake and Steven. So there's something with this ACC TV thing that would allow us to see...
Ooh, to the side, super deep.
Yeah, way deep there. Going really wide now. Once again, Jake is trying everything he can. I believe his tires are shot too, so he ends up trying to outbrake.
Look at him.
Yep. Just ends up sending it on accident. What a send.
He's taking the test trying to get to his answers without writing down. What do they always ask in school? Show your work?
Show your work, yep. He's not showing the work. Here's what I would do if I was Jake. I would just cut this corner and take the track cut. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Oh, with that said,
there's even more flashing on track. That's the only thing I've noticed.
More or less flashing?
No, there's me more for me. I love flashing.
You like to
I love
flash?
being I like being flashed too.
Yeah, it depends on the person flashing you, I guess. Spend a little speed token. You see what David said in chat?
You are the reason we have that rule, Jeremy.
The flashing rule?
No, probably the cutting track rule if he's talking about you.
That was an accidental cut. I was sideways for that cut, okay? It was an accident. Regardless, I accept the penalty that should be applied. But the flashing rule came from Tony, so let's talk about that one for a little bit.
Hey.
There's another rule that we added because of you, Tony. It's the driving through other cars at the start. And then another rule we added because of you, Tony.
Hey, what can I say? I'm a trendsetter.
I wouldn't say trendsetter, just we've got to avoid the things in the future. Last 14 minutes of the race, a lot of drivers. We have some really awesome position gains, it looks like. The biggest gainer of tonight's race, I believe, is Phil Dixon. Yeah, Phil Dixon up 24 positions from where he qualified. Actually, he didn't qualify. He started in the pits. So up 24 positions. The next one will be Isan. Nope, the next one is Steven Sarver. I don't know. I can't tell. It's kind of all over the place. Aaron Black is up 15. Nathan Rondot's up 16. Another 15 from Red de Guzman. Up 15 from where he started in 41st. Three-way battle now between Jake Sarver, Mike Cook, and Jake Willems. I believe Mike Cook just got overtaken by Steven, and now Jake's going to want to get that position done too. The rule book just says don't be like Tony. Pretty much. Jake Willems is going straight to the inside, not able to get alongside prior to turn-in.
I'm surprised he didn't dive in a little bit. He's been going for those late sends, so I'm surprised we didn't see one there.
I wonder if he's felt more comfortable around Steven and he feels more comfortable sending it, whereas he hasn't raced around Mike Cook this race a whole lot and just doesn't feel like doing it, doesn't want to get to that point. Wes Jones, you can see just behind as well. I say just behind. He was just behind Jeremy Hayes, but not quite. Closing over in the gap. Go ahead.
I do want to say Mid-Pack Mafia. I really like that red color they went with.
Yeah, they had a couple different iterations. Ooh, speaking of red colors.
Jake just slowed down a bunch.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple different slowdowns. Jake Willems backing off from Mike Cook.
Backed off significantly.
Yep, absolutely. What if he sees this train and he goes, I'm just going to back off and relax for a minute? I mean, you got 12 minutes. You are, what position did he start in? You're 7 positions down, 9 positions down, rather. At this point, it's just don't die and let's finish the race and try and get the points that we can get. Mesmerized by the livery.
Speaking of the Lane Yates, Carl Banning battle we had earlier where Carl was going for that second place. It looks like he's about 5 seconds off now. So it doesn't look like that's going to appear to happen.
My guess was we just missed an overtake from Lane onto Carl. Lane, after that major bonk early on, was sent down into mid-pack and has worked his way back up into P2. It just goes to show that consistency is key. I mean, his pit stop was longer than everybody else around him. It was 49.5 seconds. James Costaboons was 35. Carl Bannings was 35. I mean, he had 15 seconds longer on his pit stop and was still able to get back up. Mason Moffitt, like he had a little bit of a bonk or something going on there.
Which does put him about 8 seconds behind James right now. So if he's been waiting to push, now's the time.
Yates messing up your parlay. I didn't know you were parlaying. You know what a parlay even means?
Remember we all voted in the beginning who's going to win?
That's a prediction. That's not a parlay. A parlay is a discussion between two groups of people to come to an agreement. I don't know how the Bentley is so quick around Suzuka
because it doesn't remember it from one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a discussion between two groups of people. No, it is not a negative 40 kg. It has no BOP. We don't put a BOP on if it doesn't have one. Jeremy Hayes in that Toy Story McLaren.
I love it.
Right behind Wes Jones's carbon fiber Porsche that, you know, Chase hasn't ever uploaded and finished.
What a terrible person.
Don't you dare, he says. Chase, you can do it. It is so easy. It is easy to do it. He's just a fast boy from a poor family. I'm just a fast boy from a rich family. Oh my goodness, a potential 3-wide down the back straight. Oh my goodness. Looks like Kevin Williams able to back out of that before becoming part of the mess. Mason Moffitt right behind Joe Allenson now through 130R. Is he going to have the ability to go for an overtake into Casio Triangle? He is not. Onto the front straight they go. Palpitations. Not able to gain any ground there. So something I wanted to talk to you about, Tony. I mean, this is just random setup stuff for the GT4 series, but what are your thoughts on the GT4 series has been all UK tracks, and then the finale is on 4th of July weekend at Watkins Glen in the United States. So what are your thoughts on doing a dusk race into proper sunset, maybe like after sunset, so that we see fireworks on the 4th of July? 4th of July weekend.
Good. Let's do it. I love it. Yeah, because they'll shoot the fireworks off at the end of the race, too.
It's been all UK and then straight to US. Mason Moffitt still keeping that pressure on Joe Allenson. Gaining some ground here and there. Not quite able to go for an overtake. See a blue flag just ahead, but it's not required to get out of the way just yet. There he goes, staying wide there, letting those guys get onto the racing line. Got flashing lights just behind.
I was watching Williams back there, and he just keeps making small mistakes. Going super wide on the back corner, but he's hanging in there.
America. The America Mobile is in the pits.
America.
Can we look at it? There it is. There's the America Mobile. It's in the pits.
Heck yeah.
I want to take one last look at this livery. It'll be the last time we ever see it, because apparently Shane doesn't want to drive my beautiful liveries that I make for him.
Oh, I never even noticed the eagle on the front.
Yep. He doesn't want to drive these beautiful liveries anymore. Look at the goose on the tail.
What is that? Oh,
it's a goose.
That was a hamster. That's great.
America. Yeah. So Shane doesn't want to look at this anymore. So.
Oh, and it says F yeah on the spoiler. Oh, that's great. I sent you a picture, Jeremy, in Discord.
You sent me a picture in Discord? Unfortunately, I can't share this picture with anybody, but let's see. It does. It looks just like... Dude, I want to paint that actual livery. It'd be so easy to paint. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Find out who that is again. We got to go back and find him again. Jeremy Hayes?
It's Jeremy.
Yeah, so message Jeremy Hayes and let him know that I want to paint that car for him, for his McLaren.
I just sent Jeremy the RC car from Toy Story.
Yeah.
It's almost spot on.
Yep. Yep.
Red wheels, you're there.
Yep, I agree. And it just needs the splatter rather than stripes. But yeah.
Yeah, splatter.
Mason Moffitt fighting Joe Allenson for P4. Now, Mason is not fighting for podium position because Mason, well, I guess Mason is podium right now. But he's not fighting for a position in standings over Joe Allenson. So regardless of where he finishes behind or in front of Joe, he will not gain or lose any extra points. Yeah, I think you should run it on the ultra wide, man. That's what I run it on. I like my ultra wide. But then again, I get VR sickness really easily. So last 5 minutes of tonight's race. It's been an awesome rookie series. I'm looking forward to the next one, dude. We changed up the track list a little bit to accommodate the size of the tracks and that kind of thing. So the finales are going to change, the mid packs are going to change, but the format is going to stay largely the same. With that said, I want to take a quick look at our standings while we watch these two drivers battle. If anything happens with these two drivers, Tony will yell it out.
Oh, I'll yell, baby.
All right, looking at standings.
I will.
Right now, in P1 for the AM split is Phil Dixon. Now, Phil Dixon, where is he at on track? He is in P12, it looks like, overall, so it's a pretty good place to be. Jeremy Hayes, who we were just watching, Jeremy Hayes is in P2. He's well back in points, though, so he needs to finish like 12 places ahead of Phil to overtake him. Jeremy Hayes is currently... Where did he go? I don't even see him. Am I blind? Did he... Oh, there he is. He's in 19th. And then Mike Cook as well. Mike Cook is in third and is 3 points behind Jeremy Hayes. Mike Cook needs to finish at least 3 places ahead of Jeremy Hayes to overtake him in the standings. Mike Cook is, in fact, 3 places ahead of Jeremy Hayes. So if he's able to hold that, he may tie or move up. Isan Gok, however, is also tied. So here's what my predictions are. Isan Gok is going to move up into second. Mike Cook will stay in third, and Jeremy Hayes will drop down into fourth out of the podiums. So that's unfortunate for Jeremy Hayes.
Yeah.
Pro-Ams.
Oh!
What did we just miss? Drew Freiberger. Steven Sarver ahead. And then Drew Freiberger behind. Looking at the Pro-Ams, we've got Nicholas Dwyer in P1 overall with 326 points. Directly behind him with 1 point difference between P1 and 2 is Patrick Ramos. Patrick Ramos needs to finish at least 1 position ahead of Nicholas Dwyer to overtake him. Patrick Ramos is not racing. So my guess is that something happened with him. We missed it, and he's hoping that this will become Nicholas Dwyer's.
Ramos, he was
racing, but he quit out.
So he quit. Oh, that might cost him.
He's probably hoping this will be Nicholas Dwyer's
drop race,
but I doubt it. It might be, but I doubt it because it's a double points race. So we'll have to see. Got some battling going on, it looks like, for the last couple of minutes. And then Shane Dodger is in third overall, 323 points. This will become Shane's drop race because he's a DNF. His first race, he got 7th and 16th. Those points will translate over. Not sure what place he'll be in, though. The pro split. Russell Harrell, who is not racing. Russell Harrell is in P1 with 342 points. Lane Yates is in P2 with 339 points. Lane Yates will move up in the standings because of that. And then James Kosabun's in third with 328 points. So really close between P2 and P3.
Kosabun!
Yates, please. Yates is probably not going to win. He's 5 seconds behind James Kosabun. I say that. James Kosabun just had a white flag shown, being that he is slow. I don't know what's going on here. But a couple different battles going on the last 2 minutes of the race. We're about to go into the final lap of the race. James is going to cross that start-finish line now, signaling the start of the final lap.
Now, Lane Yates did manage to close down that gap from what it was before.
I was saying,
4.5 seconds.
Something happened with James. He was slow out of 130R.
Maybe he just realizes he's got this clutch and he's just going to take it easy, not really press it too hard. Try not to make any mistakes.
Yeah,
Nothing sucks more than having a last lap mistake that costs you a lot.
Where does Yates fall in the championship should he win? I believe Yates will stay where he's at. I got to open the standings back up really quick to give you that information.
Yeah, Yates is in first.
He is not going to win the race tonight, but he will move up. He's in first overall, right?
I believe so, yeah, considering all the previous races. There's no
standings pro. I think we just went over that. No, Lane Yates is in second right now. Russell Harrell's not racing, which means it's likely that Lane will move up, but I'm not sure because Russell has that drop round. So we'll have to see what happens. Lane could move up. He only needs 3 points to do so. James Kosabun is ahead of him, meaning if they finish in their current positions and no penalties are applied, they may be tied for second. We'll have to see. This might be a three-way tie for first. Who knows? With that said, the battle for fourth place is still on. Sean Bramer's battling his teammate Drew Freiberger. They still have one more lap to do.
Drew's hood is just munching that air.
Most of the battles are starting to subside. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this has been an eventful race. We had a lot of incidents in the hairpin tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But after an hour and a half of racing, we can still see some cars have gotten away clearly, like James here, coming down in P1. Some flashing of the lights saying congratulations.
There we go. James Cosman coming across the line in first. Lane Yates in second overall. Carl Banning in first for his split, Pro-Am split. Third overall tonight, giving us a flash. Mason Moffitt is all the way back at 130R. That's how far back he was from Carl Banning. So we're going to have some other drivers finishing the race ahead of him, but they are back markers to Mason at this point. So driver driving off the track there saying, you know what, let me just get out of the way. There we go. Mason Moffitt getting ready to come through the final corner now, or onto the final straight. There we go. Crossing the start-finish line in fourth. Joe Allenson right behind him with 1.3 seconds off the racing line there in fifth. Devin Anthony coming through the last chicane on through the last curve here in sixth overall. Alan Mackey, 32 seconds back from Devin Anthony, will be in seventh. Eighth place in a surprising top 10, if I say so myself. Michael Cortez, awesome to see way up here in eighth. Casey Swanseeger also up in the top 10 and ninth overall. Aguero Martinez is already finished and is in 10th. So this will be one of our last few drivers to finish. Aguero Martinez is finished.
Swanseeger.
Yes, sir. And then we've got 419, I believe. Who's that? Drew Freiberger and his teammate Sean Bramer. These two drivers will be finishing their debut of Mid-Pack Mafia, showing that they belong in Mid-Pack. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, in 20th place out of 40-something drivers. So that's awesome. It's great to see these drivers finishing this 90-minute race. So
I think your predictions might be true there. He did get first in his class overall. And third place overall. So I'm going to, you know what? Executive decision, it counts.
With that said, we're going to move on to our post race. We're going to get the game turned off because we don't need that. I want the music turned back on so you guys can hear some music. You probably don't hear the music that I hear, so let me make sure I get that going.
We got a lot of people here in the standby.
Yep, go ahead and start dragging them in at your discretion, sir.
It looks like a Black Friday door when they're getting ready to open the doors.
All right, let's choose the prediction outcome.
Me?
Choose the outcome. James Cosboon won the prediction outcome. So, anyways,
hello,
Tony, off to you. Let's hand it off to you.
Hey, congratulations, everybody! Thanks for allowing us to take part in that race and be a part of it as well. Let's start with our overall P1, Mr. James Cosboon. You did freaking fantastic tonight. No incidents, no collecting with anybody else, no off tracks that we had witnessed that you typically run into. Great race tonight, bud. Tell me about it.
It was pretty good. I did have 2 off tracks, both of which were from looking down to see where Yates was behind me. Yeah, and then it was just consistency. I knew I was off pace by like half a second to a second in the second half of the race. Don't know why, but it was just, I saw how far back he was after the pit stop, and I was like, all right, just got to stay consistent and get through traffic, and that's all it was. And pretty boring race, actually.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was a good race because it was boring.
Well, that's good. That's good. And like I said, it was uneventful, which is great. Yeah, because typically you find yourself caught up in a lot of incidents that you don't want to be in.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was a very clean race by everybody. I saw like 2 or 3 incidents overall, but that was fairly clean.
There was way more than that.
Hey, I saw like 3.
There was a lot of incidents, especially in the hairpin. A lot of people got collected. Some of that got collected from P1, Mr. Yates catching that back marker and then running straight into the wall. You had a couple incidents tonight, bud. Not the best showing, but you did fantastic doing what you do best and catching back up there by the end, getting 2nd overall.
Appreciate that. It's frustrating. I think part of it is just that I got a little overzealous. I know that first hit with the 488. I came up alongside through kind of on the exit of Degner there. It looked like he got a little loose. I don't know if I squeezed him too much or if he just got a little loose. Exactly what happened there, I'll have to go back and take a look. But that, and then going into the S's there, turn, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. I was expecting him to realize that there was a blue flag and not turn in there, and that was an overzealous move on my part, I think. So it is what it is, but I do think lack of the win cost me the championship tonight. So we'll have to see. So that's.
Well, we were looking at the point standings, and you may have enough to take over Russell for the P1 overall. So that'd be pretty good for you.
Fingers crossed, because that was, especially after the practice race last night, I was really feeling great, and then just to have it fall apart early was frustrating. Picked up in that first incident, I picked up something like 16, 17 seconds of damage. So
your
was
pit
tough.
time was 49 seconds versus like James was like 32 or 34 seconds. So you were in there quite significantly a little bit longer than he was. So.
Yeah. So it is what it is. It's frustrating, but that's part of racing.
All right, let's move on here. Got a lot of shout outs tonight in the chat. You had a Carl gang going here. They were on the banning train. You did fantastic today, but 3rd overall, you got P1 for your Pro-Am split. Walk me through it. Walk me through the highs, walk me through the lows.
And Tony, if you would move your mic closer to your mouth as well.
Sort of the same as James. It was a relatively boring race, but that makes it good. I couldn't ask for more out of myself. I stayed consistent, which I never do, so I can't complain.
There you go. Now I got a question for you. You've been running that same livery for a long time now. Any thoughts of changing it anytime soon?
Well, I think I'm gonna go to the Aston next season, so I gotta come up with something.
Oh, gonna switch it up. We got a little early next season information here. Nice. Well, I'll be looking forward to see you in that Aston. Mr. Moffitt, you got 4th place overall. That puts you, 3rd place for the pros?
Yep.
Which I'm surprised to see you in pros already, by the way. Congratulations on that, too.
Thank you.
But walk me through the race. I saw you in some battles there. You got into some traffic. Any big takeaways from tonight that really sticking into your mind there?
Well, tire degradation was very high for me. At least my tires were dead, and I was distracted during the pit stop. And usually, when you're going for your pit stop and you have manual engine, turning your engine on, you just hold down the starter. Or that's at least what I do, and then when it turns to 1 second, you turn on the starter again. But my brain, I don't know what I was doing, and I hit the ignition and then the starter, so my engine stalled.
You turned it off.
Yeah, and it cost me like 5 seconds. So Allenson got past me in the pits.
Oh,
and I was trying to get past him the whole time and got him on the last lap.
Yeah, I saw that he pulled over a little bit, didn't he?
He said that he had no force feedback for the last 20 minutes, and
dang.
he understeered through that corner like a lot.
A lot of technical difficulties tonight through quite a few drivers. Some of them had to drop out of the race. 20 minutes with no force feedback. That stinks.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for putting on a show for us tonight, Mason. We appreciated seeing you out there. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to hop on over to my boy here, Devin Anthony, in the Honda Accord, or the Honda NSX.
Yo.
Yo. You did freaking fantastic.
Been a while since I've been in here.
Yeah, it has. That puts you what? You were 6th overall. P2,
3, I believe.
P3 for the
P3
pro.
right behind Joe Allenson. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I do see you're still running the old WRT livery, which I don't even know what WRT is anymore. So you're gonna have to get that changed.
Well,
But
it
tell
was
me-
the last race, so.
So tell me about your race, Devin. Tell
It
me
was
about it.
Very eventful. I had
You
a
did
good
a lot
start.
of battling.
Yes, a lot. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I spun myself T1. I braked too hard and my brakes locked up on me.
Oh no.
So yeah, so that's when I lost all the time behind Allenson and
Yeah, but you
and,
did. You
whoever.
still did. You still did great tonight. And like I said, a lot of battling. We were watching you for quite a minute there, and I forget who it was exactly, but you two were just going back and forth for quite a while.
I think it was Allenson.
It might have been. My memory is not. As
But
top
yeah,
as
it
would
was
be.
a very fun race. Very fun.
Well, thanks for letting us check you out and watch you during the race. Great job on your position overall, and we look forward to having all of you guys next season for the rookies race and any other races that we see you guys in. But thanks again for participating, for making it all the way through, and for allowing us to join you in that adventure.
One
Thank
thing.
you for commentating, Tony, and thank you to. I just want to, shout out all the people who do everything to make this happen: Jeremy and Drew and Tony and the stewards, who are too vast to name all of, but do so much work. So thank you to everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you to everybody who continues to help out. Mason, you got something for us?
Yeah, in the standings got posted SimGrid. Lane Yates is 1 point behind Russell.
Yeah, that is currently the way it is. We'll
Current.
have to see what happens after tonight's race. So.
Yes. Drew said that it got posted, so I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Okay. I mean, we've got to.
How many rounds is there?
This is it. This is the finale.
Was there 6 rounds total? Because it's
Yep.
it's going up 6 rounds.
Yep. So that's provisional. We still got to wait until the stewarding's completed and all of that. With all of that said, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for continuing to race. We had 40-something drivers in our season finale, which is awesome. I'm hoping we can get into the 50s next season for the finale. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Tony, for co-streaming with me the entire season. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do for the ORL season. Speaking of which,
that's right.
Everybody needs to get signed up for that. Sign up for the Noobs R Us ORL endurance season we got going on. And then next week, we're not going to be racing, but we are going to be doing a Rocket League tournament. So sign up for that. Free game, completely free. Sign up for it. You don't have to be good at it by any means. And then we're going to start doing some one-off races here and there as we work on setting up the next rookie series. So I'm excited for all of that. I am going to send off a raid here shortly. Anybody else have anything else to say?
Yeah, I have one thing. James, if the 1v1 Rocket League tourney does good, you should make a 2v2.
All right, well, we may do that. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I'm going to send the raid off. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all to all of our viewers for the support tonight. And you guys have a wonderful evening.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Appreciate it, y'all. Cheers.